Hello and welcome to the Jaws of Hakkon. If you're new to the channel, we've just finished the Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough and we're moving straight on to the DLC. So, let's get started. Of course, after small spoilers for the end of Dragon Age Inquisition, after the game, Solus is not available, so we have a slightly new party that we're going to go with. So we have to do a war table mission, I believe. It's investigate the Frostback Basin. Now, the only thing I know about this DLC is that there is some kind of, there's a dragon thing at the end, and that's about it. We are exactly the minimum suggested level. Actually, I think we might be one level above it, and we're just going to go into it completely blind. Now, it will be a little bit different from the Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough in that I'm not going to do any of the side quests for this off camera, if there are any side quests for this. It's all going to be shown here because basically I haven't done it before, so I don't know what's just boring side quests and what's actually important. Also, if it's anything like the Dragon Age 2 DLC, it's probably pretty linear anyway. Okay, so let's get started. To the Ambassador Josephine Montelet. Thank you so much for your earlier correspondence. I confess it's been difficult to get those in Orlais to take this discovery seriously in light of recent events, but I am positive that scouting the Frostback Basin will yield historic discoveries beneficial to both the academic field and Inquisition. As a staunch supporter, I am honoured to be working in such great company on this historic occasion. Yours most sincerely, Professor Bram Kenrick, University of Orlais. Okay, so our only option here is connections. The University of Orlais has vouched for Professor Kenrick. If he says there is something worthwhile in the Frostback Basin, we should investigate. Let's go for it. See what's around. We scouted the region and set up camp. Professor Kenrick has scouts gathering anything they can find. So far we've uncovered a lot of very old bunkers. Hopefully this yields something more exciting. Anyone who comes here should be ready for hostile wildlife and angry Avvar. This place is dangerous. Scout Harding. Okay, so we're going to venture forth. Now, I did have a look at who you should take for this, and apparently Sarah and Dorian say some cool stuff. But tanks generally don't say anything interesting in this one, is what I got. Varric doesn't really say anything interesting. Cole and Vivienne don't really say anything interesting. And basically, so we choose the tank we want, and then we take Sarah and Dorian, which is the party I've been rolling with when I was leveling up, so that they're all well equipped. So we'll see how it goes. This should be a little bit more of a challenge than the main game as well, because this is all high level stuff. This is meant to be done near the end of the game or at the end of the game, so it's gonna be interesting.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. Allow me to introduce Professor Bram Kenrick. He's the reason we're out here.
Uh-huh. Hello.
A pleasure to meet you, Your Worship.
Professor Kenrick teaches at the University of Orlais.
I came on an exchange program from Starkhaven. While in Val Royeaux, I've found something incredible. After 800 years, we may be able to determine the final resting place of the last Inquisitor.
He sounds an awful lot like Sebastian from Dragon Age 2. I wonder if it's the same voice actor. Okay, final resting place of the last Inquisitor. So we can say we studied him, interesting, hooray, or who was that? Let's go for who was that. Let's get some exposition.
I'm afraid I'm a little behind on my studies.
Inquisitor Emeridon stepped down shortly before the Nevarran Accord brought the Seekers of Truth into the Chantry. He hunted demons, dragons, and dangerous apostates in a time before Templars even existed.
I'm all for history if it means tracking down the equipment of a famous demon hunter.
Well, let's get to work.
How can we help you find Inquisitor Emeridon's resting place?
Your scouts have gathered artifacts from the area. They may help us discover what Inquisitor Emeridon was doing.
I have news as well. We've encountered hostile Avvar to the north. They call themselves the Jaws of Hakkon. There's also an Avvar hold to the east. Unlike the Jaws of Hakkon, they've been friendly so far.
The Jaws of Hakkon?
They're hostile Avvar who attack any Inquisition agents or researchers who get close. We've sent soldiers for defense, but The Hakkonites are cunning, merciless, and know the basin better than we do. I'm afraid our men will not be able to hold out long.
Okay, I wanted to chat.
I thought we could catch up.
Of course.
Okay. So what do you think of Kenrick?
Have you spoken to Kenrick much?
A bit. He's quite nice, isn't he? And clever, really loves his books. I said hello one day while he had his nose buried in a giant tome. His shriek was a winner. I can't stop doing it now. It's too funny.
Tell me a bit about the basin.
How do you like the Frostback Basin?
It's lovely, isn't it? At least until you step in a pile of bogfish or poo. The stuff's vile. It makes great fuel for starting fires, though, if you can tolerate the smell. Ugh. I might suggest that to the commander. It could be great for sieges.
Mm-hmm. Good idea.
That's a brilliant idea. I'll endorse it.
Wonderful. I'll write it up as soon as I get back to Skyhold.
Okay. Where'd you learn to fight?
They say you grew up in a village. Where did you learn how to fight? Draw a bow, all that.
Here and there. You pick things up as a little dwarf girl in a village filled with piggish Ferelden boys. I'm no artist with a blade. I just know what hurts, and what takes them down quick. Bruised a shin or two in my day, and a few, you know, other things.
Uh-huh.
And archery? Oh, there was a traveling hunter who set me up with my first bow and taught me the basics. After that, I practiced on my own. On squirrels, mostly. Oh, and Heinrich from next door, but only with padded arrows.
Okay. How is your family?
I hear you have family in Ferelden.
Yes, my mother and father. I insisted they move to Denerim once I signed up with the Inquisition. Ambassador Montilier tells me I should invite them to Skyhold. She thinks they'd be proud of me. But after Haven, I just can't, you know? It's not that I don't trust you or our soldiers. It's just, I just want them to be safe. And if that means they don't get to see things firsthand, that's okay. My mother likes writing letters anyway.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you're still with us after the Corypheus thing.
We defeated Corypheus. I thought you'd have returned to your old life.
After everything I've seen, I don't think I could ever go back to my old life. Could you? I can't just pretend. I can't just pretend I'm the same person. I got a letter from my mother. She was happy the breach was sealed. She had no idea what we went through. And I don't have the heart to tell her.
So, any final thoughts on the Avvar?
What do you think about the Avvar?
When I was a little girl, a lady in our village used to tell me Avvar tales. Being able to see their lives up close, it's nothing like I thought. They're very tall, aren't they? I was considering a proposal for Commander Cullen. Avvar allies with dwarven archers astride their shoulders. They'd be unstoppable.
Yeah, I think it's time for
We'll
us to go.
continue this another time.
Be careful out there.
So, we saw the other guy walk off in that direction. What have we got around here? We got, requisitions table, great. Potions table. So this is just kind of our base camp. Let's have a look at what we've got. So, the beacon beckons. Now the Inquisition has established a presence in the Frostback Basin, Professor Kenrick has a lead on Inquisitor Amoradin, and Scout Harding can outline potential risks in the region. Okay, so it's just saying that there are some things around here that we can look at. Let's go and talk to them then. Yeah, it's quite a nice looking area. Right. Oh, something to read. A baffled note. A note affixed to a book entitled Sir Lothar Verney's Durat's Victory and Domination. Lady Harding, I could use the opinion of an expert. Though impressive, the victory outlined on the marked page could not have been achieved as stated. Bram Kenrick. Sure it could, if you had enough apples. Harding. Weird. I guess there's some stuff to find around here. More to read. A letter to Harding. My darling Lace, I hope this letter finds you healthy and happy. Last week I managed to barter for maps of Ferelden and our lay from Hugin, the old soldier who rents the place on Mistress Johan's farm. You remember him, don't you? Quiet man, always smoking a pipe in his chair on the porch. He wasn't using the maps anymore, so I gave him some of my jam and patched his coat in exchange for them. Now, whenever you tell me of your travels, I'll be able to track where you've been. I'm astounded, my darling, when I look at the weave of dotted trails I've already marked out on my maps. Oh, the places your feet have touched. How far you have gone, my little lace. I am so proud of you. When I was your age, I'd only ever gotten as far as Lothering. My mother never left Redcliffe. She lived and died there, and now here you are flying so far with so much purpose. My mind can barely comprehend it, but my heart swells. I shan't take up much of your time. I know how busy you are. I'm looking at the frostbacks on the map as I write this, because I know you will likely be at your Skyhold. Please make sure to dress warmly. I've included the recipe for your favourite turnip goat stew, a taste of home to stave off the cold mountain airs. Kisses and hugs from me and your father. Mother. Ah, so those are the letters that Harding's mother is writing her. Interesting. Nothing up here? Nope. Okay, I think it's time we go in and have a chat with them, assuming there's not... Oh, more to read right here. Property of Colette. Pages of neatly written, painstakingly detailed notes fill a well-worn journal. The notes break midway through for a list. Expedition to the Frostback Basin. Preparations. Rereading, finding Amaradin. Review notes on appropriate excavation methods. Practice categorization of minute material artifacts. Read book on Frostback Basin. Practice camping. Note, bring a pillow. Reread an antome of various terrible beasts. Learn to fence. Cannot find a willing instructor. Ask brothers for fencing/defense ideas. Bad idea. Read book on survival and defense. Complete. Bring towels. Packed. A few idle swirls follow, along with a tiny sketch of an elf defending a stack of papers from various terrible beasts. The caption reads, Fieldwork. Okay. So we're going to meet somebody who's not very good at fighting, but does a lot of field work. Before we talk to you, we're just going to quickly look at your entire room. Questions of accuracy. That moved against them were halted by the light from her most assured hands. It was then she took her own counsel in ways best not set forth here, and led the party away. Did Amaradan's eyes seek hers amongst those assembled as he relayed the events which led them there? If she stood among us, did I not know her? Yet her hand moved slightly at his side, as my own does when my wife is near, and I seek wordless comfort in the touch of her fingers. We had all heard the whispers. Did he say her name in the telling? Would he have dared? Times were different, but have they changed so much? An excerpt from the writings of Lord Bescont. A letter follows. Kenrick, this is a precise copy. The preceding pages were lost or removed ages ago. Bescont makes no further reference to this woman, although Amaradin does come up several times later. Bescont's writings, as they pertain to Inquisitor Amaradin, are not entirely unknown, although you're unlikely to find them among Chantry records. Their validity is largely dismissed. Some have questioned whether their so-called light and counsel refer to magic or holy insight, and of course Bescont wrote down his impressions many years after the facts. The author's own wife brought accuracy into question when she admitted her husband was recalling his youth in the Orlesian capital through nostalgia and age-distorted memory. I believe her admission is part of official Chantry record. Best of luck, M. Alright, so someone's saying that the information he's got might not be right. A couple of crafting materials. Inquisitor Amaradin. What is known about Inquisitor Amaradin would barely fill a page. He was a friend of the Emperor Draken. He was an Inquisitor when the Seekers of Truth folded themselves into the Chantry as part of the Navarian Accord, their order serving as a precursor to the Order of the Templars in the Circle of Magi. Shortly after the accord was signed between 122 and 124 Divine, Amaradin left his position and departed, never to be seen again. These facts alone are undisputed. Everything else is uncorroborated hearsay, broad speculation, or salacious rumour-mongering. Amaradin did not willingly cede power. Draken forced the Seekers of Truth to disband upon pain of death, then removed the Inquisitor rather than suffer rebellion in the new Chantry's ranks. Amaradin was forced to retire due to the still young Chantry's restrictions requiring celibacy, as he was involved in a relationship with the mysterious Lady Mage that the Chantry erased from history. Amaradin was a rowdy noble who cared more for raucous entertainment than for the Seekers. He held the position only because Draken wanted a loyal friend commanding the Order, and when the Seekers became part of the Chantry, Amrudin was free to retire to a life of hunting dragons and wenching. Any of these stories may be true, and without more evidence we have little hope of ever reaching a clear determination. Nevertheless, I would offer a few notes that are often overlooked as scholars delve so deeply into their own historical specialities as to lose key context. Firstly, Imperial Drakon, rightly acknowledged as the man who moulded the Chantry into the organisation it is today, was a pious man, committed to spreading the chant of light and creating a world where magic and men were governed by Andrastian principles. All sources agree that Amrudin was a close friend of Drakon, and while it is certainly possible that Amrudin was more pragmatic than pious, it is highly unlikely that Drakon would have befriended a figure who was actively opposed to the Chantry, much less tolerated such a man holding a position of power in the growing Orlesian Empire. Secondly, Inquisitor Amrudin was universally acclaimed as a powerful combatant, regardless of his supposed faith or lack thereof. Rumour mongers suggesting Amrudin was exiled ask us to believe that Imperial Drakon could see no use for a powerful warrior with years of command experience. Given that the Second Blight had been a fact of Orlesian life for more than 15 years at the time of Amrudin's disappearance, with Darkspawn pouring from the Anderfels into northern Orlais in growing numbers, it is frankly absurd to suggest Drakon would casually dispose of such a military asset. Without further evidence, we may never know more about Amrudin's departure. Nevertheless, I hope that we may eschew the currently popular cynicism, at least when obvious evidence against it is presented, to see that his disappearance must have had some other cause. From Finding Amrudin by Professor Bram Kendrick. So this is who we're about to talk to. So there's some discussion on whether or not this Inquisitor was whether he was for the Chantry, whether he was against the Chantry, but in the end he was there when the Seekers moved into the Chantry, and he then left for some reason. Let's talk to Bram Kendrick.
Scout Harding has an impressive team. Her people brought back a number of artifacts.
What have you found?
Have you been able to locate Inquisitor Amrudin's resting place?
If only it were that easy. After 800 years, we can't just look for tracks. Barring enchantment, cloth and leather will have long since rotted away. Only metal and stone remain recognizable. Complicating this are recent pieces the Avvar left behind, and of course ancient pieces dating back to Tevinter. Fortunately, thanks to some period-specific buckling, I've been able to track our last Inquisitor.
Okay. What's this about Tevinter?
You said there were pieces dating back to Tevinter?
Yes, while it's rare to see Tevinter ruins so far south, the Imperium once had an outpost of some sort here. They might have built it as a ritual site. I'm not sure what military value it could have. In any event, it's muddled up the research slightly, but I've accounted for it.
Period-specific buckling?
You lost me at buckling.
You'd think that a buckle was a buckle. But ever since people started belting on weapons, they've been adding bits. One piece here has a dragon engraving. With the alloys of the metals used, it's clearly Tevinter. While this one uses a clasp that wasn't invented until the dawn of the Orlesian Empire. And when it comes to historical research, you might say we have to buckle down.
Yeah. Tell me what you found.
What do you have, Professor?
Everything so far points to the shore not far to the south. There was some sort of battle near the shoreline. They were in a hurry. The scouts reported an island near an Avvar fishing camp, but the Avvar won't say much about it.
Okay, so we need to go and talk to the Avvar. There was a battle.
What makes you think the last Inquisitor was fighting?
There's a clasp here common to armor links. It's clearly torn. That only happens from a heavy shearing blow, like large claws or an axe. Then there's the dagger. Silverite, with a stylized dragon pommel and an inscription reading Cordilis. That dagger had to be a gift from Cordilis Drakon, first Emperor of Orlais. No one would just lose such a thing.
Tell me of the fishing camp.
What can you tell me about the Avvar fishing camp?
Not much. It's the friendly Avvar, not these jaws of Hakkon barbarians. According to the scouts, they wouldn't say much about the area. Likely a local superstition.
I'll investigate the island.
I'll find a way to that island and see if there's anything useful there.
Excellent. I'll continue to study what's been found. With luck, we'll both find some answers. Also, one of my research assistants, Colette, was investigating an old structure to the north. I'm not certain it's related to our investigation, but it couldn't hurt to check with her.
Okay, so we need to find Colette. Colette was the person who was trying to find someone to help her learn how to fight, but was well prepared for this otherwise. Right, so let's see where we need to go. Okay, so it's quite a large area. So we've got a Fade Rift that's very close to us. I think that might be a good place to start. And then we can start trying to find some other places. We'll get rid of the one that's literally on our doorstep. Anything else around here? Oh, we got the sack that we need to go and grab. Quickly see what's inside. Okay, cool. Right, let's head out. Is it just out this way? Oh yeah, I'll just be out this way. That's fine. We're well equipped. We don't have all of our potions equipped, but that's fine. We can equip them later if we need them. And I think we can just leave. Ooh, wow, this area is very impressive. Yeah, I quite like it. I'm gonna just head around the corner though to this Fade Rift. See, like, just test out how strong things are in the area. Because, I mean, we really don't want to be caught off guard. This is an area where we can easily run from. So, level 21 enemies, we are level 21. Everything seems fine. Yeah, we do a lot of damage to them. We can actually just kill them from back here, which is very nice. Right, switch into invincibility mode, and then we can get a couple of good hits in here. What was I hit? Oh, I think I was hit by the Fear Demon. Yeah, this is a new thing that's been popping up more, that we are higher level. Did it in a few of the off-camera leveling things. Right, dash through it, and it should be... Oh, it's not quite dead. Now it's dead. Good. Yeah, I also noticed that in the main campaign we had all the AI were only using like their mana and stamina up to like down to 50%. So if they would use an ability that would put them more than 50%, like lower than that, they just won't use abilities. So I have changed that so our companion should actually be more useful. So things might be a little bit easier in some ways because our companions will do some actual work rather than what they were doing before. Just kind of just being there. Dash through. And it's down. And let's get some sword hits in. Right. Fire underneath them. And just try and get rid of these despair demons that are running around. They're very annoying. We can go invincible. We can kind of get over here, get a couple hits in. Yeah, it's just going to try running away. And we can get fire underneath it. I think that's it. Yeah, 4,000 damage. Ooh, that's a lot. Oh, randomly hit by that one. Where's the last demon? Ah, it's over there in the corner. It got probably got horrored by a Dorian. Okay. Well, if it's going to stay back there, we don't need to do an awful lot. Ooh. Ow. I really dislike that ability. We can get behind it, we can try and push it back towards, or at least away from, like behind this tree. Cool. It's down. That should end any second now. Yup. And goodbye, Fade Rift.
Indulge
Looks
me,
like
Sarah.
we're fairly well
What do you
equipped.
think of when I say demon?
Arrows.
Fine. Magister?
Arrows.
Not helpful, but given
Oh,
our
wow.
history, I'll accept it. Thaumaturgy.
That's a lot of stuff.
What?
That's
Magical
also a great,
endeavors.
great axe.
Helpful wonders.
Ooh.
Oh.
Take all of that.
Arrows.
Right, where are we going to head off to next? I think we should go and speak to Colette next. So where was Colette? Not that one. Colette left to survey Tevinter ruins. So I think if we head here, then we can head over here, and then we can speak to Colette. So set that as our active one, and we'll head up to the camp. See how big the area is. It doesn't look like it's actually as big as the map would suggest, but that's probably not a bad thing. Those are some new creatures. Listen, I was thinking we could kill them for their leather, but we could leave them alive for just now. Is that wave? Is there meant to be water here? Is this meant to be a river? That's an odd bug. That's a very, very odd bug. Okay. This leads nowhere. Okay, cool. Continue heading through. We'll just follow the river until we get there. Yeah. It kind of leads me to believe that this
For
area
hating
might
the
get flooded at
outdoors,
some
you
point.
really do seem to like bad weather.
No, don't attack
What's
it.
that now?
The other day, you were outside in the rain, staring up with a grin on your face.
I smile at clouds.
Of course you do.
What?
Okay.
I should hunch
Through
and swear
here?
at the rain pissing off my nose. Let the weather win.
Finally found a way
I smile
through.
the freak out of clouds. Maybe they get tired
Right.
of trying.
Still
Yeah, it's
talking
not that
about
far away.
clouds.
Just a little bit to go.
Never mind. Drinks and insults later?
We're
Oh,
both
they
buying.
keep
Then there's double.
you know, keep chatting. Alright, so this is where it says our camp should be. So, yeah, there it is at the other side. Can we cross this this water? Usually, sometimes if it's too deep, it'll just kill you, but I think it's just the right amount. Yeah, we can just cross it. Just click that to get rid of our, get rid of our marker. We'll set up camp here. You guys alright? Yeah, okay. They were in combat for some reason. Didn't think to include us, but alright. We've got this question mark behind us, and we've then got Colette over here. So we'll just set that as our marker, the other camp. We can have a look at what this question mark. So we got a cave and then a question mark further in. Let's head into the cave. Have a little explore. The question mark was a landmark. Yeah, we'll go into the cave first. Just see what's going on. Some deep mushrooms. Don't need to go picking all the herbs. I've actually seen this. Now, they've reused this asset. I've seen this exact cave before in Crestwood. Yeah, this is where you go and meet, what's his name? Oh, this bit's new. But that bit of the cave is where you go and meet Stroud for the first time. Okay, we'll just claim the Mouth of Echoes. The savages speak to their gods in the cave passage. They call it the Mouth of Echoes. They light fires and feed them with green sprouts and shout their questions into the deep. They say answers come to them on the last whispered echo. Superstition, we laughed. Now Razakil is silent and madness descends. I can only think, what if? What if there are irregularities in the veil here? What if we could secure the Avvar cave and bend it to our purposes? The slaves are gathering materials. We will build a shrine to the Dragon of Mystery, implant foci into the walls, cut sacred designs into the stone, the better to hear her with. We will hear her voice again or we will die. Scribbled in blood red ink on parchment found in the Mouth of Echoes. Okay, so this is like a cave that'll make you go crazy. A memory saved, a faint inscription found in Frostback Basin. If this is to be our last together, let it end in laughter. Atho. Alright. At what cost? From an aged journal found in Frostback Basin. It still tastes strange, no matter. Several water-stained pages follow before the text resumes. Have we travelled through lands more remote than these? We must have, yet I've never felt so removed from life back home as I do now. T makes the same arguments as always, though adds a lack of demons as a point in her favour. Lack isn't absence, which I was quick to point out. She called me pithy. There are demons here, though not as many as we faced in those early years together. The Avvar have their mages too. The last were ill-prepared for me. I wonder if that's the part that bothers her. Oh, as always, was no help at all. We push on. My head aches. The others are singing the songs we learned at the lakeside town. I forget the name of the place. I think my eyes are about to explode. Of course, A has noticed and tells the others he needs to read something. It's quiet now. The journey here took longer than expected. I must take stock of the rations. I have to sleep. There was more than expected. Everything has been more than expected. A few moments later, and O would not be standing here. I was able to subdue the mage before things became worse. T said nothing about it afterwards. She knows O would have died. At what cost? T asked me that once. I said, nothing. But I don't know. I met a man who'd fought longer than I, but his mind had faded with age. He could not answer. The point remains that I could do more. I can be more effective. We've all seen the demons, what they did. We've seen what some would do with blood. The better question is, who pays the cost if no one takes the chance? And no one said it had to be forever, just until things are settled. If you count 8 times, will the number change? O asked. She's been watching me these last few days, whatever she says to the contrary. Damn blue bottles, I did not plan this journey as well as I should. I lay trying to find consolations through the leaves. T brought me some water. She just smiled. There was no admonishment behind it. It made me feel somewhat better. As always, A cooked our dinner whilst deriding my own ability to produce something edible. O attempts to tell jokes. Make her they're pathetic. Why do they make me laugh anyway? Long days behind, I fear there are fewer ahead. Whatever costs I paid, they will be worth it. It doesn't matter this night, safe beside a fire, the 3 of them sing that stupid song. I'm content. Now that's interesting. He kept referring to people as like A, T, O, and we saw that letter back in the other guy's kind of in his room, where someone referred to him as M, in the same kind of way it was written. Oh, that's just deep mushroom, we don't need to worry about. So that would imply that the person who wrote that is the same person who wrote to our researcher. So he knows somebody who has been here? Maybe. Alright, so the question mark was the other side of the cave. We're quite close to the Jaws of Hakkon attacking Inquisition soldiers. But I feel we're going to come up here later. So I'm actually going to head back down the cave and we're going to head along to Colette. See what she's up to. Could be cool. She's probably going to be in trouble and need us to kill something, I would imagine. She seems to be seems to be well prepared as a researcher, but not very well prepared at field work. Also, I'm guessing she's an elf because she drew a picture of her. Well, I assume her, like, trying to fight something with something saying field work. That would imply something like that. Oh well, we'll see if we're right. Lots of spiders here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We can just head along. Kill them while we're doing it. Ooh, poison spiders. They're very tough. Let's just get in over here. Get the damage down. And it's dead. Cool. And we'll keep going. Anything... I was just seeing if this led us anywhere, but I think it's just another path through. Yeah, it's just this path here. Alright. Cool. The waves are still continuing. That is very odd. Like, very odd, but that's fine. Kill the poison spider. It can't leave the circle or it'll just get hurt. Oh yeah, I think that's different from the main campaign. I've set Blackwall to basically defend me at all times. So if something attacks specifically me, he will go off and try and stop that. Okay, so there's a landmark up there. Is there any way for us to get... if we head this way, can we go up this hill and get there? That would be a good way to grab this landmark, if we can. Yep, this looks like the way we're meant to do it. Maybe not, but it worked anyway. Right, so in the center here, I assume we've got some sort... There we go, there's the flame. Tale of Hingar, Ice Troll. Came the warriors of Tevinter, armor shining, shields of gold, stole the land of Avvar keeping, stone-carved walls to claim their hold. Hingar, Ice Troll, Rex is raging, lowland warriors weep and shake. Glacier strength did Hingar conjure, stone Tevinter walls to break, lowlands flee, their lands releasing. Alright. Cool. So the Avvar have a ice troll. Oh, sorry, I got a little distracted by the yeah, by this sea. That's a little worrying.
The veil
like, I'm
is
fairly certain
wobbly
this is the sea
here.
texture.
You sure it isn't wibbly?
What?
The veil is
Let me
wobbly
check.
here. Oh,
Sensing.
that could be an explanation.
Sensing.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely wobbly.
Let's get some fire underneath. Kill this Gurgit before it can even get to us. Right, there we go. It's down. Get our loot. Oh, we can go and rescue the Inquisition soldiers over here. Get some lightning on them. Keep attacking to keep our barrier up, and then we can use our barrier in our fire spell to do extra damage. Cool. Dash through, and it's down. Cool. Oh, they were getting attacked by another Gurgit behind as well. Oh, get rid of that as well. This these waves are very distracting. I'm just going to be honest with you here. I don't think that's a good design choice. Yeah, it's probably a bug. I don't know what it is. I don't have any mods running. I have one mod running, but it's not for texture, so it shouldn't affect us in any way. But anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll live with it for just now. It doesn't appear to be affecting like the actual gameplay in any way. But if it ends up affecting it, we can always see if there's a fix. Yeah, it does kind of make me think that there's going to be like rivers through here at some point. It just makes me think that. But we'll see. We'll see. Kill that thing and we'll grab the loot. Right, where are we going? It's a little bit up here. You alright, Inquisition people? Need any more help? Not gonna say anything? That's fine. It's fine. Don't know why you're not using these ballistas. That's kind of why you were given them, I assume. Whatever. Well, head out. What have we got here? Just another Inquisition camp?
Inquisitor.
Hello? Yes? Just another camp that we can't use. Let's head out of the not river area and see what's going on. Oh, another Fade Rift that we just kind of wandered into. I suppose we can kill it. Let's get rid of it here. I love this lightning cage thing. It's so great for the melee enemies who are trying to leave through it. And then we can just dash down the hill. And let's get this guy. Lots of damage. Oh, I'm attacking this shade instead. Yeah, nice thing about having Black Ball set to defend us is occasionally I'll just see enemies fly off into the distance as he's just like, nope, you're not going to attack them. Okay, he's kind of set. Let's disrupt the rift. Make this go a little bit quicker. Oh, Sarah got killed. That's not good. Guess she got hit by some very powerful force over at the other side. I don't know why she wouldn't have ran away, but I guess that's what happened to her. Let's put some ice underneath. Okay. We'll kind of run through. Oh, what are you doing? Get rid of this greater shade. Just gonna resurrect Sarah a little bit. Now there we go. We found her boot is not stuck inside the ground. She can come back to life, and we'll go and kill the rage demon. Please don't use another barrier. Right. Just gonna spread these guys out. Let's put ice mine down on one of them, and the rest we're kind of ready for. Disrupt the rift as quickly as possible. Did that work? I don't think it worked. I think the fear demon got us. Lots of damage on it. Now disrupt the rift. Oh wow. That thing appeared out of nowhere. Right. Kill it quickly as possible. Don't like its teleporting ways. Also the way it seems to spawn things underneath us is not on. Now we can disrupt the rift from here, and that will allow us to kill the rest of the demons. Right, it's weakened. Weakened makes it easier to kill. There we go. Fade Rift is down. Let's get rid of that. Would have thought without Griffius being around here, the Fade Rifts would be less common, but whatever. That's fine. And grab some more loot. Oh wow, these drop a lot of loot. I mean, it's not all great, but I mean that's a nice
What do
crafting
wardens
thing.
do when there's no blight anyway?
Whatever it takes to keep the world safe.
Like
Right,
joining
up here we go.
If that's what's necessary. Hey,
Sarah
you're
is
here
a
too.
chatty person today.
The Inquisition can't be all broody beards like you and Cassandra.
She doesn't have the hair for it.
Oh, I bet she does.
Right.
Places.
Here we go. Right, set up a camp. Just ignore what Sarah's saying. Right, do you want to kill this other Fade Rift before we move on? We could get it when we go down to the island later. Probably we get it on the way past to the allies as well. Let's go and talk to Colette. She should be around here somewhere. Probably around the back. We're going to have to pass it anyway. Might as well get rid of it. That's fine. There we go. Might help with the Avvar later as well if we've actually done something to help them. Pride Demon, huh? Okay. Yeah, don't know why I try to use chain lightning. I try that every time, and every time I find it, it's not like they're all actually immune to it. That's fine. Just dash through here, get rid of the spare demon, who's the more annoying one of the two, actually, in my opinion. Burn them, and now we can disrupt, and that should weaken the pride demon enough to completely negate it. There we go. Get the damage down on it. And it's dead. Those used to be a challenge. Wait, where's it gone? How did it end up over there? Were there two pride demons? Possibly. We should have another big thing then if that was one of them. Also looks like there's going to be 3 waves. Lightning, try and hit all of the small things at once. Right. Get through this guy's barrier very quickly. More lightning. Right, kill the Ray. Dash to avoid damage, and yeah, Despair Demon. Let's get rid of that. And there we go. Should be down. We clear. Nope, we've still got this Despair Demon. And it's down. Close the Fade Rift. And everything's good. Right. Where's our loot? There's our loot. Grab that. Alright. Another great axe. It's the same great axe from before. Crafting materials should be good though. I want to have a look at those later. Right. Colette should be down in this grassland here. Get the Everite on the way past. Right. There we go. Oh. Yeah, it is kind of down.
How can it be so dark?
Go down quickly.
Because there's no light, silly.
No, that's
Yes, that must be it.
Yep, well, hit the nail on the head here. It's pretty dark.
Over there, should be overwhelmed.
Where? Oh, here. Looks like she might be an elf.
Get back!
Yep. Definitely elf-like features. What happened to us there? Oh. Yeah, we just kinda got hit by something that's stunned us. Wonder what that was. Okay, get rid of the lurkers.
Get back!
Grab our loot. Hello?
Still stuck. Inquisitor. Still finding it difficult to breathe, but I'm not strewn across the landscape, so thank you. I'm Colette,
Welcome.
Professor Kenrick's research assistant. I was
Yes.
hoping to conduct a survey of a Tevinter ruin in the hills. I may not have chosen the best route.
You study with Kenrick?
You're Kenrick's research assistant, so that makes you a student at the University of Orlais?
It does? Why?
Well, you're an elf?
Orlesian institutions aren't always accepting of elves.
So the glances and loud whispers remind me. The university accepts those worthy of admission, though elven students are few.
Do you like it?
How do you find it there?
It's not easy, but this is what I want. And I like working for Professor Kenrick. Elven research students, where publications concerned, their work's often deemed not substantial enough for formal credit. But Kenrick cares about people who want to learn. If our research finds an audience, I know my name will be included.
Tell me about the ruin.
What were you hoping to find at the ruin?
The Tevinter's time here was brief, but their architecture endured, offering shelter, forming landmarks. Ancient Avvar would have encountered these structures, which certainly predate Inquisitor Emeridan. Evaluating the ruins could offer insight into the region's history, once I can get set up.
You're still going there?
I've read everything we have on Emeridan, and studied up on new excavation techniques. I won't waste this opportunity. If you've a map, I can show you my destination, if you would be interested in the findings.
Okay, yeah, we'll go there.
Stay safe.
I will.
Right, let's have a look around. So we've got the rest of our loot, obviously. Don't want to leave that behind. So is it further on in the swamp? That's the question. It looks like it's a lot further on in the swamp. Well, we'll head over there. That's fine. We did decide to do this one first. This is gnarly. Yeah. Bloodstained Shrine. We took steps to avoid the Hakkonites and stayed out of their way for the most part. It would have gone uneventfully had Price's inexperience not caused him to leave visible prints in the dirt. The jaws of Hakkon used them to track us, and even Falker cannot throw them off the trail. Persistent bastards. We ended up hiding amidst the mouldy corpses and sun-bleached bones that littered the ground around a strange shrine. It was carved of stone and capped with what looked like to be a dragon skull. Thankfully, when the Hakkonites tracked us to the shrine, the sight of it made them stop short. They whispered amongst themselves, and the leader seemed to have a small bout of obedience to the skull. They then abandoned the chase. We still don't know what that was about. We still don't know what it was about. Let's try that again. We still don't know what was about. That doesn't make sense. What it was about the shrine that made the Hakkonites balk. Perhaps he didn't want to know. Yeah. Right. Well, we can move on. We don't need to worry about the shrine. Silverite. Nah, I'm not going to stop for Silverite. Got a few graves here, though, that I want to have a look at. Yep. They're also pretty cool. Nothing too exciting, though. Oh, a river. I knew we were going to find one of these eventually. So, presumably this is the route she was going to take. Like, up here. Then along this little route here. Maybe? Okay, we can kind of cut through here. Oh! Hello. Yeah, please don't kill the Inquisitor. That's... Oh. Well, Inquisitor's down. We'll switch over to Sarah. Oh, she's in I can move very fast mode. It's one of her little toxins she can use. Right. Long shot. Keep the damage down. Get the ones who are closer. Let's try and keep the damage down on them. Try and get damage on lots of them. They are blocking a lot of the damage, but that's fine. Put on some fire. That's where most of her damage comes from, is her elixirs, so might as well use them. Now we've kind of moved ourselves around so we can resurrect the Inquisitor, which was the main objective all along. Right. Pop a healing potion, get the lightning down, and fire underneath them. Yeah, that'll do it. Burn multiple of them. Kill the spy. If we put ice down, it'll have trouble getting past. Oh, that's a Fade Touch Gurgit. Oh, so it's presumably more powerful than the other Gurgits that we've been fighting. I see. That's why it one-shot us. Okay, kill the Hakkonite spy. Now we get the Gurgit.
The jaws of Hakkon knew you. What do they have against the Inquisition?
Yeah. Keep hitting this thing and stop asking questions.
The village Harding mentioned can shed some light.
Right, so we'll go into the Fade Touch Gurgit and then get all the damage down directly on top of that. And it gives us fire that we can use to do more damage. Dash back through it. Just keep getting the damage down. There we go. Keep it down. Keep it going. Dash back so that it can't hit us. And now just keep the fire going. It seems like Gurgits are meant to have multiple points you can hit, but I don't really know the difference between hitting the multiple. It's not like dragons where you know what's actually what you're doing by hitting the multiple body parts. Here it just seems like, I guess it's just if you dash through it, you do a lot more damage.
Strange creature.
Oh good, it did a lot of loot.
Not like others we've seen, apart from wanting to eat us. Fascinating. I suspect it came into contact with the Fade.
Some large Avvar bodies, I assume. Ooh, we have a lot of loot on them. We will, of course, have all of that. Ooh, a hunting blade. We can give that to Cole. We don't really use Cole, but he can have it. A Grey Warden shield. Maybe make one for a Blackwall. I mean, he hasn't told us that he's not a Grey Warden, so I guess it makes sense. Right, sneak on through here. Right. Now we're looking for some sort of ruins. That's where we're aiming to go. Probably at the top of this waterfall, if I had to guess. It's a very cool area here. I like how it's it's a bit misty. It's a bit mysterious. It's very, very, very different from the other areas in Inquisition. Nothing else. Right. Kill the warriors. Let's just set them on fire. Let's dash through. And let's get some slices going. I'm already liking this area more than the other main areas of Inquisition because it hasn't given me a like completely rubbish side quest yet. Like, I feel like this Colette, we died again, really. I feel like this Colette side quest is pretty rough. Like, it's kind of the equivalent, but it gives you voice acting, gives you someone to speak to. It's cool in that way. It's actually, you know, you're doing something in the world rather than, you know, stuff is just happening. Let's get round behind this guy and get the damage down on him. There we go. That'll do it. Right, and froze him. Cool. Our Inquisitor should be back up soon. Maybe. There we go. Drink a health potion and have a look around. Yeah, nothing's obvious. Are these the ruins? Are we going the right way or are we on... It says we're going the wrong way. Doesn't seem possible. If I was heading over here. Oh, so the ruins are actually up there. Alright, yeah, I can see them in the mountains. So we're going to have to walk around, I guess. Cool, cool. I want to go for the Spellbinder first, I think. Get rid of the mage. Mages are bad news. Right, make ourselves invincible. And nuke the mage. There we go. More damage we do, the more barrier we get. So that's what I was aiming for there. Instead of using that fire spell, I think we might just use horror to shut the light. Keep it away. Well, it's not called horror, is it? It's called something else. Flash fire. It panics them. Same difference. Wait. Oh, yeah, we did kill the Spellbinder. I was like, why is the Spellbinder casting spells? It's because Dorian will bring them back to life. So, that's really cool. Grab the loot. Assassin weapon. Cool. If we took that back, we could get some research points. Avvar cotton. Pretty good if we're making some rogue equipment. Right, want to head up there. Oh, is this the path? I actually found the correct path up. That's a new one. We don't have to mount and go our way up the hill. Cool. Right, let's just head up. I think it heads around here. There's another path that goes along there. Let's see where it goes. Might be something good. Might be loot. Might be nothing. Yup, definitely looks like nothing. If I see any shards, I'm not going to be happy. Yeah, like an orichalcum skull that then you have to find all the shards. Happy that I don't see any of that around here yet. Although I wouldn't put it past them to have more shards in this area. Somebody's sure to like that idea. Remember, all of this started from Assassin's Creed having those flags to collect. A lot of this collection stuff started from there. Apparently that was put in as a straight up joke, or basically like
it's a gift as mundane
people won't bother to collect all of this thing.
Surely you see there's nothing to fear in a properly used tool.
Tell that to all
We're
the
almost
proper
there.
mages waving their tools in people's faces.
No, don't argue.
What about
Don't
Corypheus?
argue, people.
How many proper tools does he have under him?
Is this the way down here?
I don't think I can.
Oh, that's another way down.
Right, well, I don't care how gifted you are. Don't
So
cram
we
it
can
where
either
it's
head
not
down that
wanted.
way, or... Oh, what's this? Nothing interesting. Or we can head along here, and this takes us down the other side. Yeah, okay, so this is the right way to go. Just checking, just checking. Do we want to go back down the hill and along to the ruins? Discovered the cliffside path. Yep, that's what I want to see. Discovered the way in. So, what we got around here? Some loot. Made our way up here. Oh, well, definitely gonna pull it. Don't know what it does. Gonna pull it.
No good, yeah?
No good, yeah. Okay. So, I guess that means we need to do something else? This would imply this is not the correct ruins. Alright. Or it's the correct ruins, it's just not the correct route. Or at least not yet. Maybe there's going to be some sort of puzzle. Maybe we have to go around the ruins one by one and then, you know, pull these levers. You know what? That sounds an awful lot like that's what's going to happen. Are we clear here? Yep, that's not the way where we want to go. Guess we'll just head down the other side. Yeah, how would we get in otherwise? So I just want to take one last look over here to make sure I'm not missing anything, because this looks like it should be the route in. The other way looks like it disappears off to the side. Maybe there's another place around here that we can look at. Some door I missed. Lever does nothing, obviously. What's along here? Just nothing? It's another route. I'm going to head straight down, see what's along here then. See if there's anything cool. It's still further up than it was before, but that's another route up we could have taken. Alright, so this is just another route up to the top of the hill. But it's not the right... Okay, so this is just another way up to the top of the hill. Doesn't take you anywhere new. So yeah, we need to go to the other side. Alright, cool. Well, at least we can get... Oh, don't tell me this isn't actually a proper way up. We get up onto this one. Right. Guess we'll head around the long way. Maybe we'll just head around the other way of this mountain. Instead of heading back up the hill and along the other path, we'll just head all the way around the other side. That's fine. Can't die from falling. And happy that that was true. Right. So let's try the other way around the mountain. Now this is definitely a dead end down here. Yeah, these are made so that you cannot pass. So, okay. We have to go all the way around. Fine, fine. I think this is the right time for our horse. Jump on that. Oh yeah, I found out as well why the other chargers in the main game weren't actually showing up for us, even though they should have been. It's because you needed to connect to the servers to get any of the special chargers and things to actually activate. Which I managed to do for this DLC, obviously. It's a very bad system, but you have to live with what you got. Right, let's head along here. Happy I haven't seen more waves just randomly crossing. I think it's just down there that we have waves, like down in the weird area. Right, let's head up the hill again and all the way around. Right, up the eastern riverbank. And, yeah, almost there. I forgot. This is... could this be the route in? If we head along here, we can possibly go along a bridge. Not sure if this seems right, but seems like another route we haven't taken. Fade Rift, we're going to completely ignore that for just now, because we don't need to worry about it. It's not actually our way there. Yeah, this looks like the right way. And along here. And if this leads to the exact same place as before, I'm going to be very unhappy. This is the exact same place as before. Oh well. That's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Head down the other... Ooh, what's up with you, horse? Well, that's a different area. I've been over there. Horse is very good at climbing hills. Right. What's this area? Is it just another bit of scenery? Yup. Alright. And along the other side of the mountain. So I guess we head up this little bit here. Is that camp? That's our next camp. Alright, well we'll mark it and head over. Oh, is this our way in? I just noticed they've got a kind of thing that looks almost like climbing there. Oh, it's able to go up. Nah, this can't be our way in. It's not. Yeah, that's not obvious enough. Down we go. Horse is very good at falling as well. It's a very sturdy horse. Right, into our next camp. Yeah, along we go. And I think that's us here. Yes, we'll just head up into the treetops. Get off of our horse to get there. Well, I like that bounce that you can do off that guy. Wonder if there's any speedrunning tactics where you have to jump off somebody at the right moment. Just bounce your way along. Anyway, yes. Enough about that. Where is this place? I'm sure it's at the top of here somewhere, but where exactly would be nice to know. There we go. It's very high up in the trees. It's nice that somebody set up this entire base for us, basically, before we got here. Cool. What have we got in this room? This is our equip potions room. Yep, everybody out, everybody out. Not important. Right. And this is the way into the temple itself, right? Yeah, this must be the way into the temple itself. Wonder if we need to pull the levers over there as well. Who knows? Right, randomly get stuck on the ground. Definitely part of our MO. And yeah, pretty much there. Pretty much there. Just another very large mountain to go. You guys don't want to talk? Dorian, Sarah, this isn't where you want to fill in? Fill in some of the dead air we've got here. Right. And this seems like a much better route in. Please tell me there's not another path coming around from there. That would be extremely annoying if there was like another way up.
The
Yes, we'll
ancient
just head straight
Imperium
in.
did like to leave a mark. I wonder how long they stayed.
This must be where Colette wanted to study.
Yes, good observation, Blackwall. Blackwall, definitely. Nigel's Point. I absolutely cannot wait to survey and explore Nigel's Point. This is one of the ruins the explorer Sir Nigel visited on his travels through the Frostbacks. So much of what I've learned in this region comes from his notes and sketches. It's appalling to me how little recognition he's received compared to that Brother Genitivi, or even that peddler of Palladium, Philum the Bard. I wonder if I could discover the original purpose of Nigel's Point. Its ancient Tevinter name, of course, has been lost. I am certain it was built and dedicated to an old god. I wonder which one. If I could learn this, of course. Harding gives me a severe look every time I suggest I could just stroll over one morning. She insists it's too dangerous, she worries too much. From Colette's research journal. Okay. So Harding thinks this area is dangerous. This is different. There are a couple of different upgrades. Wait, there are different upgrades on all of them. Interesting. There are a lot of different upgrades on all of the trees now. I wonder if that's a DLC thing. Like, if having the DLC enabled gives you these different upgrade options. Like, you can choose between them. I need to look at these in more detail. That's, or whether maybe it's a level thing. Like, if you reach level 21, then you get the different options. Seems like it would tell you if that was true. Anyway, Dorian, what do we want to give you? Give him more lightning, possibly. He actually already pretty much has a full tree here. Let's improve his barrier then. Or give him one of these. Threat reduction? Actually, threat reduction seems great. And willpower, it actually increases your damage. Because it gives you extra attack value. Which I recently found out. Oh yeah, I could look in our own tree to see if that's true. Or if somebody... Yeah, so we have multiple ones for everything. Okay. What about... Yeah, okay. Blackwall also has multiple options for everything. That is definitely a new DLC thing, because I didn't have any DLC enabled in the main game. Gonna need to look through all of those upgrades. And see what we want. Unless you get both of the upgrades and it's just a visual thing. Do you want to head... Is she up here, or is she already inside? She might already be inside, but if she's not up here, then there might be loot up here. There's not loot up here. Okay, cool. It's fine. Head on in. And over the top. Hello? Harding, you in here?
Sister, you may want to see this.
Okay, what's it say? The Hunt of the Fell Wolf. The runner strode the winding road, and out of breath came she, upon the bastion of the huntsman true, to make her desperate plea. Amoradin in dragon's hide, Haran clad in blessed steel, came forth to hear the tidings brought with so much breathless zeal. Upon the lonely moors the runner cried, a loathsome beast now dwells. As day gives way to night it strikes, and in its path it fells. 3 souls bravely led them out, the darkening moor to see. As sun slipped neath the sighing heath, the hunter's guide did flee. The moon crept over the heather, as a terrible cry released. In silvered light the hunter saw the arrival of the beast. Favoured like a wolf it was, in size like woodsman's death. Within its eyes burned eldritch fire, the fade in every breath. Swift as thought the hunter struck, the demon wolf fell back, but mortal strength alone could not prevent the beast's attack. With one huge paw the monstrous thing struck Amoradin the brave. Across the moor he flew and fell into a watery grave. Oh, I guess that explains what happened to him. Jaws like a dragon clamped down tight round Haran's armoured chest. Along the night it sped, from moonlight to the west. No living eye was there to see from petty swamp arise Amoradin, who found himself alone neath darkened skies. The shattered shield of Haran he found upon the moor. In grief Amoradin did his vengeance swear, the beast's head he would procure. Whilst the wolf across the moor bore Haran to its lair, a labyrinth of winding caves any mortal should beware. By wormlight in the twisting cave Haran bravely fought, to free himself from death's own jaws before his life was naught. With blade arm free the knight struck true into the monster's eye, and off it fled into the dark with otherworldly cry. The wounded knight in darkness found the cavern's gloom, an idol carved of fade-touched stone, which could prove the monster's doom. Amoradin alone did seek the demon wolf's fresh tail, and the cave he prepared a wolf's heart to impale. Down the winding cave he sought the beast that slew his friend, and in the eerie wormlight met the beast at cavern's end. With burning blade Amoradin a monster met again, whilst elsewhere did Haran valiantly with demon wards contend. As demon stone was shattered, Amoradin struck true. Beast and spirit both felled at once, though neither hunter knew. Now wounded and in darkness, hunters separate made their way from the bottom of the cavern towards the rising light of day. Amoradin found Haran stumbling wounded from the cave, and both rejoiced to find the other yet free from the grave. As night passed into day, the two did tales of valour spin, and to this very day each claims that he alone did win. Interesting. So that's kind of what happened to Haran and and Amoradin.
Inquisitor, I was going to send word. I found something. This inscription,
Yes?
almost completely faded, but 2 stood. Felled 60 true before our triumph. A breath in the hunt, and let rest the lowlanders, worthy of the lady's care. The markings and surrounding artifacts date to Amoradin's time. The references and scripts suggest Avvar.
Go on.
What's your theory?
I need to complete a full survey and have Professor Kenrick evaluate the site himself. But this may be a tribute to Haran and Orina, Inquisitor Amoradin's companions.
Uh-huh. How do you know it's them?
What makes you think the inscription refers to Haran and Orina?
It's only a theory, but the age of the markings and surrounding artifacts match the timeline we've established for Amoradin. I found glass fragments in the clay, several with slight veins of discoloration. Blue. Like Templar artifacts.
Templars?
The Templars were a new order in Amoradin's time. Given their small numbers then, few would be found outside the Chantry's reach. It's unusual to find one deep in uncharted territory, unless he traveled here for a purpose, as Haran would have.
What about Amoradin himself?
You don't think the inscription could refer to Amoradin himself?
It's possible. But Emeriden would have been recognized as a leader, which the inscription might have noted out of respect. And a breath in the hunt? Why note that your hunt continues unless your remaining prey was someone important?
Okay. What happened here?
What happened here?
An encounter with ancient Avvar, and not a friendly one. Emeriden and his companions were outnumbered in an unfamiliar place. If Emeriden's not here, perhaps someone bought him the time needed to keep going?
The Avvar paid respect.
If this is the resting place of Heron and Arina, it only remains because the Avvar took time to honor them.
Respect for a worthy adversary? It wouldn't be out of place.
Okay. Tell me about Haron.
What do you know about Heron?
When the Templar Order was first formed, Sir Heron was among its members. He's arguably the most famous of the original Templars, though he was never one of their leaders. He's better known as one of Inquisitor Emeriden's confidants. They'd known each other since youth.
Friends, then.
So they were close. Friends.
When Emeriden was made Inquisitor, Heron's position in his inner circle was assumed. A few ballads about them survive. The type with adventures and happy endings. I don't know if they're true. They remind me of my brothers, though.
Okay. Tell me about Arina.
What can you tell me about Arina?
Arina was an alchemist in Orzammar. It's said she met Emeriden while dealing with a demon, but it's not known why Emeriden was there. Demons aren't common in the deep roads, but they were a problem for the Inquisition at the time. Arina knew she could help, so she joined Emeriden.
Was she exiled?
If she left Orzammar, that would make her a surfacer.
She turned her back on the stone, though it's said she had few regrets. Some claim she was actually from one of Orzammar's noble families, but who can say? She never used her last name on the surface, and once exiled, the family likely struck her name from personal documents. Professor Kenrick petitioned Orzammar's Shaperate to grant access to their records, but the request was turned down.
What will you do now?
What will you do with this information?
Professor Kenrick will expect detailed notes on the location, stone and clay samples, and any trace artifacts I can find. If Emeriden's history is compiled, this could be worth an entire chapter. I might get credit on the inside cover.
Thank you, Colette.
Good for
Inquisitor.
you. That's cool. An appeal to the Shaperate operation available. Oh, so we could go and appeal for him. Just checking there's nothing else around here. Oh, there's this thing to read. Colette's notes. A series of detailed drawings on the inscription, glass shards, and surrounding area follow a handful of neatly written notes. Two stood, felt 60 true before our triumph. A breath in the hunt, and let rest the lowlanders, worthy of the lady's care. Inscription discovered in Tevinter ruin within the Frostback Basin. Not Tevinter in origin. Script style and surrounding symbolism mark text as Avvar. Writing not widespread in holds. Place marked by a leader or augur. Few lowlanders known to be in the area at a time. The last in area likely means Templar presence long past. Samples prepared for Professor Kendrick's operations. Interesting. Oh, we didn't ever leveled up Sarah. We'll quickly level her up. I think she's finished Tempest. Yeah, so we got a couple of different options on each thing. Weird. Or, so if we click toggle, okay, so we've got a couple of different cool things that we could do. Definitely going to need to look through all of that off camera, because there is a lot of options. If each thing has two different, if each active has two different options on it, it's pretty cool. So she's finished Archery. And she's finished Tempest. I mean, apart from the focus ability, but I quite like Herald of Andraste basic ability, so we'll stick with that. I guess that means she has to take Sabotage or Subterfuge. She only has one ability space left, so probably going for Stealth is the better option. Although, there are some good actives along here, like duration bonuses to make your toxins worse. Like, if we took caltropes and then things to make it so that when we store a critical hit, we regain stamina stamina. And then critical hits tear through armor, leaving it sundered. That would allow her a way to sunder armor. Right, for stealth, it allows her to have stealth, obviously. Evasion makes a chance on being hit, they take no damage. Threat reduction as well would be very nice. Then maybe mercy killing. Panicked or sleeping enemies are automatic critical hits. We have a lot of panicking. That would be good. It means we would miss knockout powder as an ability. Because you're only allowed 8 abilities in the game, there is no way past this limit, apparently, even for AI. So we would have to take away maybe one flask of frost. We could put in knockout powder. That's reasonable. We'll go for stealth. That at least gives her a way out of combat if she needs to use it. And she can use stealth, right? Stealth, yes, she can use it. Cool. I think that we're probably ready to move on. I'm going to go and look at all of the things off camera, all of these abilities, see what ones I like, see which things are better. Like, we have a couple different options even with R1. Like, we do spirit damage is 1000% weapon damage, or the Fade Cloak lasts longer. Longer the charging your spirit blade, the longer Fade Cloak lasts. So that... Oh, that was a different ability. Never mind. Which one's this? Oh yeah, so it could either do the 1000 weapon damage, or you can use your Spirit Blade charge to make Fade Cloak last longer. So you got some cool stuff. I want to have a look at Spirit Blade specifically. It's very difficult to look at them. So we could deflect projectiles or generate our charge more quickly, but you expend all the charges when striking an enemy. That actually sounds much better than our current one. So we would go with that. Anyway, I'm going to do that off camera, and I will see you next